Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to talk about things I thought I was prepared for when my husband left for boot camp that turned out I was not prepared for. So there was so many things that I thought I was so prepared for when my husband left, such as being by myself. So before I met my husband, I had gone through like a really off period in my life. And I figured if I had been through that this would be not necessarily a piece of cake, but would be something I could deal with. Now that my husband is gone, there are things that I'm good with being alone, but having this much responsibility on top of all the stressful responsibility that I had already is overwhelming. So I've talked about before, like, my husband took care of the animals and did the dishes and the laundry and stuff. And dishes and laundry are fine, but the animals can be super overwhelming at times, and just day in, day out, like, gotta get up, gotta take care of the animals, and my needs come second, which is very similar to having children, obviously. But doing that on my own is something that I was not quite prepared for. Like, I thought, oh, that's easy. I've had animals before. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I take care of the dog and that stuff. But that was one of those things that I'm like, I had not thought about, like, how difficult it was going to be. So, adding on to that, I thought I would be busy enough and had enough things that I needed to do that I'd be distracted enough, but there's days where it's like, oh my god, I get to go home and sit, which I actually am really excited to go home and kind of relax and write my letters and things like that. But there's just days when I go home or when I'm at work or whatever, then I'm just like thinking about it, like, oh my god, I have this much time left. And I always try to stay positive, like, look how much time's flown by, like, we're getting there. I only have 2 weeks left right now, like, we're getting so close. But there's always that negative, pessimistic side that pops out no matter what. Like, no matter how positive you are, there's always going to be that negative part that comes out. And, like, I always try to stay positive, but sometimes it can be really hard, which leads into when bad things do happen. So losing my car keys the other day, I lost them again today and, like, had a panic attack. I went to a funeral today, like, other bad things that have happened recently, like, and it's just like day-to-day stuff, nothing like super terrible bad, but like, my husband was the person I always go to and talk to. Like, there's things that I do not talk to other people about, that I only talk to him about. And there's things that I only keep to myself. That's just who I am. But there was those things that I could unload on him and we could discuss, and he'd be like, it's okay. Like, things work out. Like, he's that person. He's the one that, like, grounds me and balances out my all over the place things. So losing him, and now I'm realizing he's that person for me. Like, he's the person that keeps me grounded, in that I unload the things that I feel comfortable unloading on him, which is not everything. There's still things I keep to myself that are like, hey, I don't need to talk to him about this. Like, that's my own, like, I just had a bad experience or something, like, that he didn't really need to hear about. That's just who I am. I tell him, like, almost everything, but, like, now I don't have that. Like, I can't tell him things every day. And there's definitely things. What in the world happened to my TV? Sorry. I'm just wondering what happened here. There's things that obviously I don't want to talk to him about, because then if he's at boot camp and I'm sitting here unloading all these troubles, then he's going to be thinking, oh no, I shouldn't have left. Like, and then I don't really want him to think about that. So there's just so much in that sense. Like, wow, he was really, like, and that just makes you appreciate him more. So there is, like, a huge positive out of all that, but it's not something that I could have prepared for myself. And then, this is a silly thing, but there's things in my house, around my house, things that he's done that, like, we'll use this for example. When I started writing him letters, I could not, for the life of me, figure out where he had put the stamps. I looked everywhere, and I'm pretty sure we had some, and I still cannot find some. So I ended up ordering some so I'm able to write him letters. And then, let's see, what else? I didn't know how to turn the water on for the hose outside because it had been off for the winter. Where things were in his shed, because we have kind of like two sheds. One's ours for like decorations and things. The other one's like kind of his man shed, like the lawn equipment and everything's in there. And like I go in there, I'm like, I don't know where anything is. So I'm like digging around trying to find things. Luckily it's not like super complicated, and there's just things here and there. I'm like, where did he put it? Like, where is it? That kind of thing. That I wasn't prepared for that. Like, yeah, I live here, but there's things like, this was his house first. I moved in here when we got married, so there's still things that I don't know where they're at. Probably be different if we had moved together. So that was one of those things that I was just like, this is not something I could have ever prepared for. And then just taking, I don't think anyone could ever prepare, just taking the weight of everything, like being the support system he needs at home, being a support system for yourself, and taking on all these responsibilities. Like, I feel like no matter how prepared you think you are for your significant other to leave, there are going to be things like weak links that you find after they do leave, and having like that main communication cut off, it's not something that you could ever prepare for. And then we didn't text a lot throughout the day, like, but he was my phone call on the way home. We would talk on the way home, like that was like our daily thing. Like, I'd talk to him on the way home, or he talked to me on the way home. Oh my God, the dog's driving me crazy. Jetta, stop. Mommy can't handle this right now. No squeaking. Excuse me. So, like, that's just not, I mean, I figured I'd miss, like, the phone calls home, but, like, you wouldn't imagine how many times I have almost called him when I'm calling my mom, or, like, oh, I'm getting in my car, I should call Drew. Like, it's, like, this habit, and all of a sudden it's, like, that makes you miss them more. And then, like, we didn't text a whole lot, like, occasionally, like, we do back and forth. We did a lot of sports banter and, like, all sorts of stuff like that, and you don't realize, like, how much you miss it until dog's chasing your tail and knock the table. Sorry. This is an interesting night. It's pretty late. It's, like, 11:30 at night. I got home from work late, so she's, like, all over the place. And then just not having that form of communication anymore. So, like, waiting for my phone call that they lost. So, like, oh, and, like, I'm prepared for that. I figured, you know, phone calls never guaranteed, but, like, even then, like, not getting to hear their voice. And when I did finally get to hear his voice, like, oh my God, I forgot what your voice sounded like. It was so weird. So that's probably another thing that I didn't prepare for. It's like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in forever. Like, we've been together for 4 years, and I was like, I don't even remember what your voice sounds like. It's so weird. Oh my God, my dog is so special right now. She's chasing her tail. Okay. Anyways, so those are some things that I thought I was prepared for, or little things that just popped up that some of you that are about to go through this or watching this in the future somewhere, that looking back on this, like getting ready for what I'm going through right now, just be prepared that you might not be as prepared as you think. So prepare for unexpected things that I don't feel like it's completely possible to prepare for every single thing. Like, you don't know what the situation is going to be like until you get there. And then I'm going to add one more thing. Be prepared anytime you see anybody that knows your significant other is at basic for them to ask, how are they doing? Well, I hope they're okay. I don't get to talk to them. I get letters occasionally, so I'm assuming they were fine. They were fine when they wrote those letters last week. Those are always fun questions. Like, I literally look at them like, I don't know how to answer that. Seriously. Like, I'm assuming the last letter I got, they were okay. I don't know how they are today. I haven't gotten a phone call telling me, like, something happened. I'm assuming they're okay. So that's like my least favorite question. It's kind of like when you're getting married and everybody asks, how's married life? Like, we haven't killed each other yet. That's a plus. So that's all I have for my video today. Please like and subscribe down below. Comment any future video ideas you would like to see. I put out informational videos every Thursday. This one will probably come out Friday. So, and then I post vlogs every Monday. So please subscribe. I'll see y'all next week.